Is he
And his
away?
protections and everything is hanging out his stomach.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Nama aku Rio, and this is Deniro. Akhirnya, tapi sebelum aku mulai, aku mau tanya dulu, selain dari Kak Santi Septiani, yang setiap video baru up selalu ngomen dan nagih, mana konten 911 selanjutnya, Bang? Dan siapa lagi di antara teman-teman yang suka atau cinta dengan konten 911? Coba komen dulu di bawah. Dan untuk kita semua yang suka sama konten 911, harus berterima kasih dengan Kak Santi, karena konsistennya dia nagih 911 sama aku jadi mikir, aduh, gawat, ini harus cepat up. Dan ya, sekarang kita kembali dengan 911 part 14. Jadi terima kasih Kak Santi Septiani atas keantusiasannya dan kekonsistenannya. Oke, karena ini udah part 14, aku rasa nggak perlu lagi dijelaskan tentang apa itu 911, karena aku rasa sebagian besar dari teman-teman udah tahu lah ya. Tapi kalau memang ada teman-teman yang baru masuk ke channel ini dan ini adalah video pertama yang kalian tonton dan kalian nggak tahu nih apa itu 911, aku sarankan kalian balik dulu ke part 1 atau ke part 3 karena di sana aku udah jelaskan secara detail apa itu 911, gimana rekamannya, dan gimana cara kerja mereka. Dan sekarang kita akan lanjut membahas kasus-kasus seram lainnya yang terjadi di Amerika Serikat sana. And now before video udah selesai, the mirror mode is locked. Oke, kita mulai kasus pertama dengan kasus yang terjadi pada 24 Maret tahun 2019, di mana seorang wanita berusia 36 tahun bernama April Connolly pada saat itu berada di kolam renang air panas Perry Ocean Edge Resort bersama dengan suami dan dua anak kembarnya yang berusia 3 tahun yang namanya kita sebut aja Marlo dan Marco, karena namanya disamarkan nih di media. Nah, si April ini adalah seorang pemakai dan pecandu narkoboy obat-obatan terlarang, yang mana pada saat itu anak-anaknya lagi asik berenang kan dengan ayahnya, dan karena si April ini mikir anaknya aman ditinggal dengan suaminya, dan kebetulan pada saat itu dia tuh lagi hype, dan akhirnya April memutuskan untuk meninggalkan kolam renang, pergi keluar untuk ngisap lah gitu. Nggak tahu dia pergi kemana. Dan di akhir-akhir waktu berenang, waktu si suami April ini lagi kemas-kemas barang, siap-siap mau pulang, yang dua anak ini dia udah kayak selesai berenang, jadi dia cuma main-main air di pinggir kolam, duduk di pinggir kolam sambil main-main air pakai kaki gitu. Tapi tanpa disadari oleh si ayah dan si abang, si kecil, Marlo, itu tiba-tiba jatuh ke kolam, nggak tahu kenapa, mungkin terpeleset atau gimana lah. Pokoknya dia jatuh ke kolam, padahal si Marlo ini nggak bisa berenang. Akhirnya dia tenggelam lah gitu. Nah, petugas keamanan sebenarnya udah sadar nih, dia ngelihat dari CCTV kalau ada anak yang tenggelam di kolam air panas. Tapi mungkin pada saat itu ruang operator dengan kolam renang itu agak jauh, jadi butuh waktulah supaya mereka bisa sampai ke sana. Karena di CCTV itu terlihat nggak ada yang sadar nih kalau si Marlo lagi tenggelam. Nah, kakaknya si Marco ini sebenarnya udah ngelihat kalau Marlo ini ada di dalam air, kayak ngobok-ngobok air gitu. Tapi dia nggak tahu kalau adiknya ini sedang tenggelam. Ya maklum lah, anak 3 tahun ya. Dan akhirnya setelah ditunggu sampai 2 menit, si Marlo ini baru ngambang di atas diam, nggak bergerak gitu. Nah, pada saat itulah si Marco sadar kalau adiknya ini lagi kenapa-napa. Barulah dia lari, nyari ayahnya, dan minta bantuan ke orang-orang yang ada di sana. Nah, di saat yang sama, waktu ayahnya tahu kalau anaknya tenggelam, si petugas CCTV ini udah nyampe di kolam dan langsung terjun ke kolam renang untuk bawa si Marlo keluar dari air. Nah, ayahnya yang tahu pasti panik dong kan. Nah, perawat langsung melakukan CPR untuk memulihkan kembali si Marlo yang nggak sadarkan diri. Dia udah nggak bernafas dan waktu itu mulutnya itu udah pucat banget. Sementara badannya itu udah merah. Karena wajar lah, air panas kan. Sedangkan kita yang dewasa aja untuk masuk air panas itu kan harus perlahan dulu dari kaki dulu, terus perlahan naik ke atas baru bisa masuk. Kalau tiba-tiba masuk air panas gitu, kaget nggak sih badan? Nah, ibunya si April tadi yang sadar nih orang-orang pada ribut kalau anaknya tenggelam, itu bukannya lari ke kolam renang untuk ngecek anaknya, tapi dia malah lari keluar resort dan ngebuang semua obat-obatannya yang termasuk marijuana, oxycodone, dan suboxone. Jadi obat-obatnya dibuang tong sampah, dia langsung keluar dari resort, nggak tahu kemana. Dan di saat yang sama, salah satu pengunjung yang ada di area kolam renang itu nelpon 911 untuk minta bantuan polisi. Sekarang kita dengar rekamannya.
911, where's your emergency?
We have an emergency.
Hello?
Hey, 911, Perry's Hotel, we have a kid drowning.
Where's the hotel? What's the address?
Perry's Hotel Resort, hurry. Perry's Hotel is A18.
Where on A?
Let him go.
What city are you in?
Daytona Beach, 32118. 2209 A18, Daytona Beach Shores, Florida.
Okay, and you said there's a kid that's drowning?
We got him to breathing. We got him to breathing, but barely.
Okay, so he is breathing?
Yes, we got him. He's crying
Okay,
now.
how old is he?
He's probably about 3 years old, 4 years old.
3, and it's a male?
Yeah.
Is he awake?
Yes, he's crying now.
Okay, and he is out of the pool, you said, right? Or was
Yes,
he in the
I'm
ocean?
reporting here. Yeah.
Okay, was he in the pool or the ocean?
He was in the pool area.
Okay, how long was he underwater?
We do not know.
Okay. You know what he was doing before this happened?
We got 60 seconds. We were walking up there, and I thought I saw somebody in there, so I all of a sudden looked. They called about some kid in the pool, and I didn't live in here, so I just...
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Well, you know what he was
Probably
doing?
4
Was he
years
swimming
old.
in the pool, or did he fall in, or...
No, we don't know. We caught something on the camera, and we came running.
Okay.
Probably about
Are the
3 or 4
parents of
coming
the
in
child
water.
there?
Huh?
Are the parents of the child there?
Yeah, the child's here. He's crying.
The parents there, or was the
No,
kid by
we don't know
himself?
where. Oh. Yeah, we got the parents here.
The parents are there? Okay. And you, okay. Just try to keep them warm, okay? And don't move them
Yeah,
around.
hey, yeah, keep them warm.
Was he not breathing at one point? I know you said he got his
You what?
Was he not breathing at one point?
Don't move her. Do not move her at all.
Was he not breathing at one point? Because I know
Yeah,
you got him
yeah,
breathing now.
he wasn't breathing at all. We got him to breathe.
And the pool, is it right behind the hotel?
No, he's in the indoor pool.
It's an indoor pool?
Yes.
It's on the ground floor?
I know, yeah.
Is it on the ground floor of the hotel?
Yeah, ground floor.
When they come through the front of the hotel, where do they need to go to get to the pool?
Hey, go meet the airmen out front. Go meet the airmen out front.
Is that the child crying in the background?
Yeah, that's him. We got him, he's crying. We got him spit up water and everything, so.
Ambulans datang dan langsung membawa Marlo ke Halifax Health Medical Center, ditemani dengan ayahnya dan Marco, tanpa ibunya, tanpa si April nih. Tapi karena kondisi Marlo yang semakin memburuk di perjalanan, akhirnya medis putar arah dan membawa Marlo ke Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital. Nah, polisi yang ada di TKP menemukan kalau si ibu ini ternyata menelantarkan anak-anaknya. Dan dari CCTV juga ketahuan kalau si April, ibunya ini membuang semua obat-obatannya dan langsung kabur dari resort. Nggak tahu kenapa dia kabur. Apakah takut ketangkap karena make? Atau something else? Polisi akhirnya berhasil mendapatkan April, dan ketika diinterogasi, April mengaku pada polisi kalau dia itu meninggalkan anak-anaknya karena dia yakin anaknya aman bersama suaminya. Dan karena pada saat itu dia lagi nge-hype dan rasanya kayak membahayakan diri dia lah gitu, makanya dia keluar dari resort. Tapi kenapa harus kabur gitu? Yang pasti Marlo berhasil diselamatkan oleh petugas medis dan bisa melanjutkan kehidupannya lagi menuju kedewasaannya. Syukurlah nggak ada korban. Tapi ini bisa jadi pelajaran juga untuk kita, teman-teman yang punya anak kecil dimanapun berada, berenang atau kemanapun tolong diawasi, karena kita nggak tahu anak-anak yang aktif dan usia-usianya yang pengen tahu segala hal itu mungkin bisa berbahaya untuk mereka kalau nggak diawasi. Next, kasus kedua terjadi pada 8 Desember tahun 2016, di mana seorang remaja bernama Jovier Kennedy, dia adalah seorang anggota tim basket Michigan Barat, dan Jovier dengan temannya bernama Jordan Weyer itu bersiap-siap untuk berangkat menuju sebuah apartemen, yaitu Soho Apartemen di daerah Howard Street yang dekat dari kampus mereka. Nah, tujuan mereka adalah untuk mencuri uang cash dan 4 buah HP untuk dijual supaya bisa mendapatkan marijuana, narkoboy lagi. Nah, waktu lagi beraksi, satu penghuni itu sadar kalau mereka lagi dirampok dan langsung mencoba untuk melawan. Nah, pada saat lagi cekcok berantem gitu, 2 HP yang udah dimaling sama si Jovier ini jatuh di TKP, dan Jordan mengeluarkan senjata api yang udah dia siapkan di dalam jaketnya, dan dia langsung menembak seorang remaja berusia 19 tahun bernama Jacob Jones. Tepat di wajahnya dan sampai dia meninggal dunia, pasti. Nah, beberapa detik setelah Jovier dan Jordan ini berhasil kabur dari apartemen milik si Jacob, 2 orang teman Jacob ini langsung nelfon 911 untuk melaporkan dan minta bantuan. Kita dengar dulu rekamannya.
911, please, hello. I'm sorry, what? Hello. Hi. Hello. I'm at the Soho apartment, 760 Soho. Someone just came into our apartment and with guns, and they shot one of my friends. And then
One of your friends?
and they shot him in the head. They shot him in the head. Shot him in the head.
Hold on. Stay with me, okay? Hold on. Are you... Stay on the phone with me, okay? What did they look like?
They had black hoodies on. There was one that was like a skinny guy. He had like a lighter skin tone, and he had a he was dark. He was a dark skin, like he was like, I don't know, maybe Arab or something. And he had like a he had a red bandana wrapped around his. No, he had a red bandana wrapped around his mouth, and you could see his eyes, and he had a gun, and he pulled the gun out and he shot.
Okay, stay on the phone. Take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep breath. Did they leave in a vehicle?
I don't know. They made us open the door. And then they tried to come back upstairs, and then they made us give them all of their phones.
Okay.
They tried to take all of our phones.
Did you see what directions that they left?
No, we were in the very top floor.
Okay.
I know who it was. That guy, he was like, okay, our friend was like talking about this guy. He said that he wanted to buy weed from him. And then he said it seems like really sketchy because all of a sudden he said he wanted to buy way more weed than he ever said he was going to sell. He said he was going to sell him like 3 grams or something, and then he said that he was going to sell them like an ounce.
Was that your friend or was that another guy?
One wearing a red bandana wrapped around.
That was the friend who got shot.
Okay, where is your friend that was shot?
He's laying on the ground right now. Can you send someone, please?
Yeah,
Can you send someone, please?
Yep, just stay on the phone with me, okay? Is he inside the home?
760 Soho.
I know. We have
Stop.
Susan Route.
Don't open the door. 760 Soho.
Okay, stay on the phone with me. Stay on the phone.
No, don't go in there.
How many people are...
No, please don't go out there. Please don't open the door.
Stay inside the house.
Okay, please, don't let anyone in. Don't let anyone in.
Stay inside the home. Until we have officers there, okay? We don't have anybody there yet.
Please. Okay, I don't want anyone to come in.
Stay on the phone. Okay, did you see the guns? Did you see what they looked like? Were they long?
I don't know whose phones those are.
Were they long guns?
He had a gun, and it was like, I don't know what kind of gun it was. It was like a silver.
It was silver?
Okay, I'm going to talk to the officer.
Are they there?
Yes.
Okay, all right, bye-bye.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Pada 12 Desember 2016, 4 hari setelah insiden penembakan Jacob, polisi mendapatkan Jovier dan Jordan. Berdasarkan 2 HP yang tadi jatuh di TKP, berdasarkan sidik jari DNA-nya, mereka berhasil mendapatkan Jovier dan Jordan, dan waktu diinterogasi, mereka bersaksi kalau mereka itu punya dendam pribadi dengan si Jacob Jones yang tertembak tadi. Di mana mereka mengatakan sebelumnya mereka ini membeli marijuana itu sama Jacob, dan terakhir kali dia beli, Jacob ini menaikkan harganya itu tinggi banget, hampir 2 kali lipat, dan mereka nggak nerima. Akhirnya mereka berencana untuk balas dendam pada Jacob, tapi bukan dengan membunuh. Awalnya balas dendam mereka itu cuma untuk ngerampok dan ngambil harta bendanya milik Jacob. Tapi ternyata setan dari Jordan kebablasan keluar, akhirnya dia nembak Jacob tanpa sengaja sampai meninggal dunia. Nah, tapi pengadilan awalnya itu menjatuhi hukuman pada Jovier atas kasus perampokan dan pembunuhan. Tapi si Jovier ini kayak menolak dan membantah kalau yang membunuh itu bukan dia, tapi Jordan Weyer, temannya. Akhirnya pengadilan memutuskan Jovier dihukum penjara selama 17 tahun atas kasus perampokan dengan senjata api, dan Jordan didakwa atas pembunuhan Jacob Jones dan dihukum penjara seumur hidup. Entah kenapa aku lega banget kalau misalnya ada kasus yang orang meninggal dunia terus dia dihukum seumur hidup. Kayak, itu udah hukum paling setimpal di dunia. Kasus ketiga adalah kasus yang melibatkan seorang suami bernama Darren Elmore berusia 42 tahun dan istrinya Ella Harrison Elmore berusia 29 tahun. Hampir setengah beda umurnya. Ya, cinta nggak pandang umur, wajar. Nah, mereka berdua ini nikah dan punya anak 9 orang dan tinggal bersama di satu rumah di daerah Russellville di South Carolina. Histori keluarganya out of the box, guys. Jarak umur hampir setengah, umur 29 tahun udah punya 9 anak. Nah, dengan anggota keluarga sebanyak itu, para tetangga melihat kehidupan keluarga Darren dan Ella ini sangat-sangat harmonis. Mereka jarang berantem, jarang cekcok, selalu kayak ceria bareng gitu, dan jalan-jalan bersamaan kalau keluar. Tapi siapa sangka kalau keluarga yang terlihat harmonis dan gak ada masalah ini ternyata punya satu kasus yang akibatnya itu sangat-sangat fatal. Karena pada 26 Juni 2018, Darren dan Ella ini berantem hebat. Nggak tahu nih berantemnya ini pemicunya apa, masalahnya apa, dan nggak tahu 9 anak itu kemana waktu mereka lagi berantem ini. Nah, Ella nelpon 911 2 kali. Nah, sebelum rekaman terakhir yang menjadi penutup dari kasus ini, kita dengar dulu rekaman telepon 911 pertama dari Ella, panggilan pertama nih.
This is County 911. What's the emergency? Emergency? Yes, I. Police. 1181. Ma'am, you're cutting in and out. Hello? Yes, ma'am, you're cutting in and out. I need the police to get to 1181 Independent School Road. What is it? 1181 Independent School Road. What's going on? Got into an argument with ex-husband. You're arguing with your ex-husband? Yes, and I need the police to come. Does he have any weapons? Yes. What kind of weapon? Shotgun. In his hands? No. Where's it at? It's in the room. Did he threaten you with it? Yeah, he did earlier. So he threatened to shoot you, or what did he say? Yes. Yes. Did he put hands on you? Yes, ma'am, he did. Where is he at now? In the back. In the backyard. Are you in the house? No, I'm outside. Are you able to go inside and separate yourself? No, ma'am. What's your name? Ella Harrison Elmore. Ella Pageant? Ella Harrison Elmore. What's your number? 843-636-2366. Just so you know they're on the way, okay? Why can't you separate yourself? Okay. Why can't you separate yourself? Huh? Why can't you go inside? Because I just don't want to go inside. Because why? You can walk and get my kids from over. What's his name? Okay. It's Darren Elmore. Is he black, white, or Hispanic? Huh? Is he black, white, or Hispanic? Black. What's he wearing? Work clothes, blue pants. What kind of shirt? Orange t-shirt, green. Orange green shirt? Orange t-shirt. Tell Ty and Ariana to come over here. And why can't you go inside to separate yourself? Hello? Why can't you go inside to separate yourself? Ma'am, can you just send the police, please? I already told you they're on the way. I need you to separate yourself from him if he's threatening you and he's hurting you. Okay, I'm next door. So where is he? He's outside in the back. So you are separated? Yes. What's the address where you're at now? It's right next door. Do you know the address? No, I don't know that. It's right next door to 1181 Independent School Road. Do you know if it's to the left or the right if I'm looking at your house? Come on, y'all, come on! Come on! Who are you yelling at? My Aunt Vicky. Okay, do you know what your ex-husband's upset about? Are you sending the police? Ma'am, I've already told you twice that they're on the way. What is he upset about?
Nah, beberapa menit setelah panggilan yang barusan itu terputus, Ella nelpon lagi 911 dan kita dengar dulu panggilan keduanya.
Emergency? Yes, so the police is on the way. Where are you at? Huh? Where are you at? Independent School Road. 1181 Independent School Road. Yeah, we have deputies on the way to you. Has something changed? No, I just need them to stay on the site. You're breaking up really bad. I can't hear you. Are they on their way? Yes, ma'am. Was someone injured there? Huh? Has someone there been injured? Ma'am?
Nah, di panggilan kedua ini aroma-aromanya udah mulai aneh kan? Setelah panggilan kedua berakhir, tak lama seseorang menelpon 911 lagi, orang yang lain nih, dan dia melaporkan kalau ada kejadian di alamat yang ternyata itu adalah alamat yang sama dengan alamat Ella. Karena ternyata sesuatu yang mengerikan udah terjadi di rumah Ella. Kita dengar rekamannya.
Dorchester County 911,
What's location?
Can I get 911 at 1181 Schoolhouse Road?
1181 Schoolhouse Road? What's going on
Yeah.
there?
Someone has just been shot and he's not responding at all. He don't have a
Are
phone.
you on, ma'am, hold on 1 second. Are you on Independence School Road?
Yeah.
Okay. And how old is he?
Darren is what, late 30s? 40s? He's in his 40s? Darren Elmore, his name is Darren Elmore.
Okay. Do you know how old he is?
He's in his late 40s.
Okay. Is he
And his
awake?
protections and everything is hanging out his stomach. He's not responding at all.
Okay. Do you know who shot him?
I believe his wife. I don't know. I just got here.
Where is his wife now?
I don't know. I just got here.
Do you know if she still has a gun?
I don't know. I think his sister said the gun is in the house.
Okay. And what is his wife's name?
Huh?
What is his wife's name?
LaCroix.
Okay.
LaCroix Elmore.
Okay. All right. And is he awake right now?
No, he's on the ground. He has no pulse. His intestines is out. He's not moving. He's not
Where was
responding.
he shot at?
It looks like in his stomach. His intestines are out.
Okay. And you still don't know where the female is, right?
No.
Okay. All right. And we have law enforcement and EMS en route to you. Okay. If you see the female, I want you to call us back, okay? But we do have everyone en route to you, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. They'll be there shortly.
Saat polisi sampai di lokasi, mereka menemukan Ella di rumah tetangganya dan polisi mengamankan Ella. Sementara Darren ditemukan di halaman belakang rumahnya tergeletak dengan luka tembak di kepala. Dan polisi menemukan pistol tangan yang ada sidik jari Ella di dekat jasadnya Darren. Penyebab perkelahian masih menjadi misteri dan nggak ditemukan jawabannya oleh polisi. Entah Ella nggak mau ngaku atau gimana, atau mungkin kesaksian Ella nggak cocok dengan bukti yang mereka temukan di TKP. Tapi atas kejahatan yang dilakukan oleh Ella dihukum 20 tahun penjara karena telah membunuh suaminya sendiri. Oke guys, itu 3 kasus awal di part 14 ini. Kita bakal sambung di part 2 karena kita masih punya 3 kasus seram lainnya. Jadi sampai sini, stay dulu. Mungkin beberapa hari lagi bakal aku upload langsung part 2-nya. So, see you on next video guys. Bye. Karena dan ketika diintegrasi